Yo guys, it's Andrew. So this is the second continuing part to my semi-new player impressions on Guild Wars 2. If you want to see the first part of my impressions on the game, there will be a link in the description below, but if you are here after watching the first video, or you are just interested in watching this part specifically, then welcome. Once again, this series is for people who are deciding whether or not this game may be worth a try since it is free to play, or even for the long-time Guild Wars 2 veterans who are interested in hearing the rambling of an MMO addict like myself, getting into their favorite MMORPG they know and love. Now, of course, there will be chapters set up with this video, or timestamps in the description below if you are interested in hearing about certain parts of the game, be it the story and lore, the gameplay of Guild Wars 2, or the exploration in the game. Be sure to leave a like, comment down below your thoughts, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to see future Guild Wars 2 or general MMORPG content and get notifications from my channel. Now, getting back into the Norn personal story, a wolf shaman calls to me and Air as there is a danger near Air's friend, Krennic. So, we go to Krennic's lodge because the wolf shaman told us that there is some sort of ill omen or some sort of problem near Krennic, so we went to visit his lodge to visit and see what could be the matter. We learned that a Norn named Varg has been bothering Krennic, and Varg just so happens to come back during our visit, and we confront him. And Krennic tells us that he's been doing this for a while. Varg then uses an artifact horn to call upon ice imps and ice elementals to attack us and try to kill us. I learned that the horn Varg used was actually my family's horn, an heirloom passed down to me through my family from my ancestor and renowned explorer, Ramka. And the reason that Varg has my family heirloom is because I lost it in a wager with Varg, but I didn't actually know he cheated for it, and I had no idea it was actually a magic horn either. All I knew was that it was a gift to my ancestor Ramka from a clan of bear people known as the Koden. This is once again another example of my choices during my character customization that I made in the beginning, and it just makes my own unique story. And I'm honestly curious what the other story paths would have been if I had chosen them. But I still love this small detail that the choices you make when making your character in the beginning of the game actually make your path and how your story goes. Even if it is a linear path based on your choice, it's still cool that you have separate choices to make your character unique. We then go visit the Koden, and they confirm to us that they did make the horn, but I need to prove myself first, as they knew Ramka, but they do not know me, and offer me a chance as a descendant of Ramka to prove myself. Now, Aaron and I are sent down to take a dredge mole known as the Overminer, who is ravaging and disturbing the lands around the Koden. We take down the Overminer, and bring the weapon of the Overminer as proof that the dredge has been taken down. And the Koden then vows to lend us their strength to help us find the horn, and tell us that there is a camp of the Sons of Svanir in a place called the Dragon Telt, where the horn disruptions have been commonly occurring. Air, the Koden, and I make it to Dragon Telt, where we took down the Sons of Svanir warriors, and then we encounter Varg, and then we also take down Varg as well. But the horn has already been tainted, sadly, by Jormag's corruption and power, and I was given the choice between either preserving the horn as a recommendation from Air, because it's a horn passed down through my family from Ramka, and stuff like that is very important in Norn culture, or destroying it as a recommendation from the Koden, because the Koden said that this corruption cannot so easily be staved, and that it needs to be destroyed so that Jormag's corruption can fully disperse from the horn and it causes no more issues. I did decide to listen to the Koden and make sure that the horn is destroyed so that the corruption of Jormag can be fully destroyed. Air and I journey to the nearby Koden settlement, and we fight alongside the Koden to make sure that the Warhorn is destroyed. Overall, a very nice story. It was a tad bit shorter than the level 10 story questline, but overall I still enjoyed this questline, and I liked a lot how it pretty much made a more deeper personal lore for my character that I otherwise wouldn't have had if I had chosen another path when I was making my character when I first made my Norn character. Now, from levels 20 to 30, there was no shortage of combat from the story questline and exploring the zones even further. I still found myself using the longbow, the hammer, and the dual axes very often, as those three weapons have continued to be extremely fun to play with. But once again, despite me thinking I really wouldn't like any sort of ranged weapons on Warrior, as I thought I would be bashing people's heads in with melee weapons only, I decided to try out the rifle, and I had so much fun with the rifle. So much fun. I did not expect at all to like the rifle on Warrior, and honestly, I didn't even know they could use the rifle at all. The auto attack on the rifle does super high damage, it's slow firing. The number 2 ability does a rapid fire, which feels super satisfying. The number 3 shoots a large explosion at the enemy, which makes them more vulnerable and take more damage. The number 4 ability does an automatic evade backwards, and after the evade is over, it does a high damage shot to the enemy. That also makes them vulnerable. And the number 5 ability is a melee attack that recharges all of the other abilities, which feels very nice when I'm out of my charges and I need more, so I just run into melee, hit them with my number 5 melee attack, and it recharges 1 charge of all of my other abilities. The rifle ability kit feels super satisfying for Warrior, and it became even more fun when I started putting points into the discipline specialization tree, which, in case you don't know, you unlock specializations for your class once you hit level 21. And for Warrior, I decided to choose the discipline specialization tree because it enhanced the damage of my rifle's auto attack, and also at the end of the discipline tree, every 12 seconds whenever you hit an enemy below 50% HP, you gain the quickness buff for 4 seconds, which increases your attack speed by a whopping 50%. And holy crap, this feels so good with the rifle. I also grabbed the frenzy skill as well, which allowed me to get even more quickness whenever I used it. Every 20 seconds I could use the frenzy skill and gain 6 seconds of quickness. And because of this, I'm able to upkeep quickness for most of the time in my combat encounters. Being able to shoot 50% faster with the rifle, which normally shoots relatively slower, feels absolutely amazing and much better, and fights finish way faster now that I'm able to upkeep the quickness buff for most of my time, and be shooting at almost a rapid fire speed with the high damage of the rifle. So far, I've been absolutely loving Warrior, and I look forward to experimenting and experiencing more with the specializations and feeling out the weapons even more, as I have come to honestly love a good majority of the weapons that are available to Warrior. Now moving on to my continued experience with the world exploration, I was able to fully finish Wayfarer Foothills, which is the first zone that you basically are in as a Norn. It is honestly a relatively large zone, so it took me a while to actually finish just the first zone, and I absolutely enjoyed my time with it. Before leaving near the exit path in Wayfarer Foothills, players were sieging a Sons of Svanir encampment, which was a multi-part event. We had to protect soldiers moving up into the Sons of Svanir encampment, then we had to take down the ice towers that overlooked the camp. Afterwards, the next event, we pushed on to take over the center area of the camp. And after fighting off multiple waves of Sons of Svanir and taking over the center area, a boss came out, which took us a fair amount of time to kill and did a lot of damage to us, although it was easy to dodge, and after that, the multiple part world event was complete. Then, I moved on to Snowden Drifts, a beautiful area with wooded areas, high mountain peaks, and other, deep icy lakes and stuff like that. And throughout the Snowden Drifts, there are several different hunting grounds and events and quests. Lots of hunting down animals, quests, and different events and stuff like that. And there was even a one world event that appeared after I shot an animal, and it ran away in fear, and it sprung up with a big boss version of that animal. Another hunting ground area had a bunch of veteran level ice trolls, and a bunch of hunter NPCs were dead in the area. I ran around reviving some of the hunters and killing all of the veteran ice trolls, and they give lots of XP per kill. I did reach level 30 while exploring Snowden Drifts, but I do definitely plan on completing the zone fully, as I do plan to do with all of the other zones as I go through levels 1 to 80. Now to wrap this up, I've still been having an absolute blast of a time. Once again, I'm still continuing to find little new and interesting fun things, little nooks and crannies and stuff like that, as I continue to explore and level through the game. It's always an enjoyable time just being able to have a chill and relaxed experience, exploring some snowy, breathtaking areas and being able to understand my class more as I level. If you're wondering if Guild Wars 2 is worth playing since it is free to play, and if you think it would be worth trying from levels 1 to 30, as I have experienced, I can absolutely say it is worth trying out. It absolutely does not hurt to try, as the game is free to play. The game has a lot of charm, and I think people or anyone looking for a chill MMORPG experience will find that charm in this game as well. If you have made it this far, I would appreciate it if you left a like, subscribe to my channel for more content like this. I, of course, have more Guild Wars 2 content planned, and I just started covering Lord of the Rings Online as well. Now, make sure to subscribe, stay tuned for more MMORPG content if you're interested in like that. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a great day, have a good week, and I'll see you guys later. Take care.